Hi, thank you so much for tuning in to P2P Relates, where we talk about all things relationships. I'm Pat Renfro, and today is Q&A week, and we're going to deal with a question that's been asked by a viewer on leadership development. So if you could use some tips for leadership development, it doesn't matter what purview you're in. If you're coined as a leader, if someone has positioned you to lead others, this might be just what you need. So I hope you stay. Leadership development is so important, and particularly today as we deal with COVID, we are looking at leadership as a critical piece to making all the difference in the world. Stay to the end and we'll talk about companies who have made that profound difference. But actually, as a leader, you can make that difference every day when you show up by being clear about who you are. So I want to tell you about two particularly important things to do when you enter into an organization, a department, or as a lead or a team leader. These are all areas where someone has enough confidence in you to place you in this position. And as you go in, there are certain things that you need to do initially to kind of garner success. There are three things that just may arise as you go into that position. Number one, there might be people that also wanted that position, but you got it. So they're watching you. In some cases, they may be resentful or envious of that opportunity that you got versus them. So they'll be watching you, potentially looking at from a critical eye, doing comparisons about how they might have done it opposed to how you're doing it. And needless to say, if someone's got all that going on in their head, that means that they are not on the same page with you. And initially anyway, definitely not a team player. So knowing that will help you not take it personally and just understand that you're dealing with that. Is that unless your reputation precedes you, as you go in knowing that you have to earn their respect. Some people will follow you because they believe in honoring the person in authority, but most people will not follow you until you're worth following, and you have to demonstrate that. And number three, you are unique. And so most likely, whoever preceded you led differently than you do. So your people got used to how the previous leader led. And now when you do something different, that's going to garner resistance. Change breeds resistance. An example of that is recently iPhone did an update 14 or something like that. And when they did that update, they thought it was cute to have it so that when the phone rings and you answer it and you have it on speaker, they give you two other choices. It's going to be speaker, Bluetooth, or to your ear. And if you don't press one of those three choices, you can't really start the call. So there's usually a 3 to 5 second delay before you hear the person say hello, because they've got to hit these stupid buttons. I don't know what made them think that was cute, but for me anyway, I don't like it. And that's how change is in organizations. And so it's really important to understand that people have that hesitancy. And again, it's not personal, but as a result, they very well might not follow you or be very excited about the changes that come with your new role. And before we go into the two areas that I wanted to share with you, I just wanted to encourage you to consider getting a mentor. Someone that you know really supports you and probably has over a good period of time. This person would be more qualified than you, have more expertise and experience than you. There will be things you could learn from them. And so you would ask that person to stand by your side and give you support through this nuance, because you may be a very experienced leader. But having a person who can also be eyes for you and give you feedback that you might not be able to give yourself, see your blind spots that you can't see for yourself, it may help you have an even more successful entry into this new role. Just food for thought. Okay, let's dive right into numbers 1 and 2. As you come into an organization, one of the most important things you can do is learn your people. Who are your people? Who are the leaders, formal and informal? What are they passionate about? What are their strengths? Also, what are they concerned about? What problems have plagued them? What things have they brought up time and time again and no one's listening? Or they heard you, but they are not going to do anything. If you have these qualities, let them see that you are authentic, empathic, engaging, and that you're open to productive feedback. I say productive because it's really important that we don't encourage people to say just anything. There needs to be a level of respect that we're encouraged to operate by professionally. But if people know that you can take feedback and that they can tell you the truth about things that are going on and concerns that they have, then you're building trust. Make sure you let them know that you want to know what they're working on and what they've encountered and what types of victories they've had and challenges and rewards that they've received that really valued them and the ones that they did that didn't. Just let them see that you care and that you want to know who they are and who's among you and what their ideals and ideas are and what suggestions they have. All these things matter and they help you understand the organization even better. And when people know that you care, they'll go that extra mile. And once you get a team that's on one accord, you can foster change, and together you all can accomplish phenomenal feats. Which leads me to number 2. Get your vision clear. You want to know in your heart of hearts and in your mind exactly what the vision is that you have for this group, for this organization, for this department. Just depends on what level you're on. But someone entrusted you with this team or this group of people. Someone believed in you and your skills and your abilities. Now you need to take that group or that organization or that department and say, what are the possibilities here? What is my vision for this group? And once you get that so crystal clear that anyone could ask you and in a couple of sentences you could tell them what it is, then you would take it out. It would be like a road show. And you would make sure that your leadership team, your leaders, your informal leaders, and eventually your staff understands what the vision is for that department. And obviously you would need their input to talk about it and shape it in a way that's tailored for the culture that you're a part of, because who that culture is and how they flow is important. Doesn't mean we have to stay that way. Doesn't mean that everything has to fall within that purview. But you definitely want to understand who you're among and how they flow and why they do what they do. And then take that information to help mold and shape the vision. When people understand that they're on this particular ship and this ship has this type of style, and this ship is headed in that direction to get to this destination, and they understand over time how they can work together to get that done, and that imagination and possibility thinking is a critical part of getting there, and it's encouraged and it's supported and it's valued, what can be obtained and accomplished is limitless. And if you think that's a little pie in the sky, think about Amazon. 27 years ago, Amazon didn't exist. And look at them today. In 1994, Amazon started. In 1996, he became the CEO of his organization and is still there today, making phenomenal impact on the marketplace. And then consider this one in case that's not enough for you. Google came out 3 years later. Now, I say that because when you can get a group of people with an imagination that is in sync with your vision for the organization, and you can rally around them and you can get them to follow you because you've shown them you're impeccable, you have character, your word is your bond, you care about them, you want their input because you're confident enough to encourage them to give it to you, you've got a group of people where the sky is the limit. Thank you so much for hanging in there and all the way to the end. In what way have you been a leader in a new position, having to look at some of these aspects, and in what ways did you have success? In the meantime, I'd love if you'd subscribe, touch the bell, and you will get indications of when I've uploaded a new video, and give it a like. And in the meantime, have a wonderful, wonderful week. See you next Friday. Bye.